good afternoon, and welcome to the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. That last word is somewhat an exaggeration, but I may as well face it. Alfred Hitchcock himself is somewhat of an exaggeration. I use my familiar opening line only because I think we shall all feel more at ease if we imagine that I am not the main attraction, but merely a humble messenger about to introduce that greatest of all stars of the entertainment world, the television commercial. Actually, I wanted to bring a commercial press club for this opportunity. I love to speak when there is no danger of being turned off. However, if I appear distorted, if my figure strikes you as grotesque, there is no knob under heaven that can be twisted to correct this. I can easily see why you would be interested in a report by a native of Hollywood. Isolated as you are in our nation's capital, the Hollywood folkways probably seem as bizarre to you as though they took place on another planet. The stories you hear must sound incredible. The huge budgets, the tales of glamorous entertaining, guests being pushed into swimming pools, the wasteful inefficiency and nepotism. And yet, my innocent friends, these things do exist. But I have not come here to gossip. And there's one other point I wish to make clear at the outset. I do not do an imitation of President Kennedy. Mr. Salinger, perhaps. Instead, I would like to discuss a subject that is very dear to me: homicide. This will not take long. There's a limit to how long even I can keep my tongue in my cheek. For over 30 years now, I have been indulging in the occupation of raising goose flesh domestically and in England. I have only recently completed work on the latest picture. The title is quite short, just 2 words. There were 3, but we cut the first word for and call it simply The Birds. Naturally, most of the actors in The Birds are. In fact, I have employed more feathered performers than have been seen since fan dancing went out of style. The cast also includes a few men and women. After all, the picture isn't just about the birds, it's about the bees, too. The Birds is a trifle difficult to classify, but most of my other pictures dealt with this afternoon's topic. As a result, I have some very definite opinions on murder, and am somewhat dismayed by what is happening to this art, both in fiction and in real life. Like many other institutions, murder is a victim of the 20th century. There are many causes for alarm, but I'm particularly concerned with the decline of murder in the home. The murder one reads about these days is not committed by a Lizzie Borden engaging in her own version of family fun. Instead, we hear of muggings in the parks or killings by delinquents in the streets. I find it shocking that people will act this way in public. It is positively indecent. When I was young, respectable people committed murder in private, behind closed doors and among friends. I think it is a sad commentary on the decline of family ties that men will now leave hearth and home and commit acts of violence in places which, in my day, no gentleman would have thought of going. As if that were not enough, they frequently murder people to whom they have not even been properly introduced. I admit that in the past, violence was not always restricted to the home. We had soccer games, debates in Parliament, World War I, and that sort of thing. But these acts were never intended to be kept in the family. Not so murder. From the beginning, homicide has been a family affair. Cain and Abel, for example. After all, there is a certain intimacy about murder which is destroyed if there are people watching, particularly if they are the police. The quiet of the home and for theatres is a matter of size. To make up for this quantitative discrepancy in television, more quality was needed. The solution was obvious. We added commercials. Not without a fight, however. Naturally, the sponsors were opposed. They argued that people would think they were attempting to call attention to themselves. They feared the public might think they were in television merely to further their own ends, that the sensitive viewers might be shocked by a blatant invitation to buy their products. Against this we had only one argument, but it was all-powerful. It was simply this: if we don't have commercials, when is the television addict ever going to get to the bathroom?